signs of infidelity. There are many ways our spouses are unfaithful to us, and none of them is acceptable. None of them can be justified. When your spouse is dating somebody other than you, when there's a third party in the relationship, it tears at your confidence in that relationship. It makes you start to wonder and to ask questions that, am I really right with that? Am I really with the right person? But it becomes an icing on the cake when your spouse is actually cheating on you with the money that you have saved together for purposes of the family. Maybe you decided that you want to build a lot of money, either to build a house or to send your children to the best schools, or whatever it is that you plan as a family together or as a couple together, and say, this is what we want to achieve with our family and with our children. This is what we want to achieve. Maybe we want to go back to school, we want to get educated further. And then you discover that your spouse is actually cheating from that purse. What does it do to you? It tears totally at your spirit. It tears at your confidence. It tears at your plans for the future. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to deal with financial infidelity and 7 strategies to use to adopt to stop financial infidelity. So what is financial infidelity? It's when there's secrecy about money, when your spouse is always having money. Either maybe he makes more money and he doesn't tell you, or the money you have saved together, he uses it and he does not tell you. And then you probably, maybe you get to where you want to make a payment that is related to that plan, and you find out that there isn't enough money to make the payment, or unexplained withdrawals and expenditure that you haven't agreed with your spouse, expenditure that you do not know anything about. And sometimes it's just that you're asking your spouse about questions relating to money, and they are overreacting. They are probably getting a bit irritated by the fact that you're asking them questions. You need to stop yourself and ask, what is happening? When you discover that there are new credit cards, or when you discover maybe one day you stumble upon a bank statement, a bank account that you don't know anything about, and you have a joint account with your spouse, or maybe in that same bank statement you see that there are withdrawals that you never agreed to, it's time to start asking your spouse questions. Financial infidelity tears at one in many ways. And financial infidelity is not the kind of thing that you just think to yourself, let me wish away. The reason is that if your spouse doesn't know how to control their spending, it can actually lead to debt for the family. That means then that you'll be paying debt for things that you never approved, things that you never knew what your spouse was doing. Because spousal debt is debt. When I was studying law, we were told that contracts that are entered into by your spouse for necessities are contracts that must be performed. Now, what is a necessity? A necessity differs from one family to the other, and so it could lead to debt. It could lead to very bad debt for the family. And so you must ask yourself, what exactly can you do so that you can avoid this debt? The first thing is, of course, you must have an open and honest conversation with your spouse. There's no point hiding it. There's no point pretending or wishing it away. You must have an open and honest conversation about your concerns with your spouse, about why they are doing that and what you need to do about it. Because if you do not have that conversation, they may not even know that you know. And if you keep quiet, you are asking for trouble for yourself. So you must have that conversation with your spouse. You must try and work out the reasons for their financial infidelity. Sometimes, as I've said, it could be that somebody is blackmailing them. What could be the reason why they're spending money that you have not decided as a family to spend? It could also be that they are just spendthrifts, and that's how they grew up. They did not understand that sometimes money has to be kept for the rainy day. Another reason why your spouse could be spending money is that maybe they are putting together money because they want to leave the marriage. Sometimes you will find out that your spouse is planning an exit and you do not know about it. But from your financial records, it will then help you to start to ask yourself these questions. And these questions must be answered truly and in the true spirit to your own self, because you owe it to yourself. So you need to start to set boundaries around your family fortunes. You need to start making your spouse understand that no, it's not acceptable for you to spend money when we haven't agreed on how we're going to spend it or what we're going to spend it on. You have to set boundaries when you even realize that maybe your spouse's financial needs are higher than their income, their own personal income. So maybe you need to start saying, all right, fine, you can spend the money, but I need to know about it. I need to know about it either before or I need to know about it immediately after. But you must look after your fortunes, because at the end of the day, if your spouse spends all your money or the money you have saved and they die, then of course you are in this soup all by yourself, and you need to understand what you are doing about it. Insist on and encourage financial transparency in everything. You must first of all start this financial transparency. You must be the one that will lead in that. You must be able to say to your spouse, you know what, I confess to you, this is what I need to do with money. This is what this is what we need to spend money on. These are the negotiations I've had concerning what I want to spend the money on. So that way that your spouse too understands that they owe an obligation to you to explain what the family money is. Now, financial infidelity is only about money that is jointly owned. It's only about money that is jointly planned. So whilst you may not necessarily be holding the money in one joint account, it may be that you're saying to your spouse, every month you bear this, or every month you save this, and they must be able to say to you, just as you must be able to say to them that saving that I'm holding for the family, it is X amount of money now, and I need to spend X amount of money for X reason. And that way you are financially transparent, and your spouse too must understand that they need to be financially transparent. Are you enjoying these videos for now? Why not subscribe to my channel for more videos like this? Then you need to assess the impact on you and your family. Now, there's no point if you are not able to look after your family well from your income, and your spouse continues to be financially reckless. It might just lead to you having to leave the marriage, or you might need to separate from each other, so that you separate for your finances and you separate your lives. Because at the end of the day, even where your spouse is having her own or his own finances and they get into trouble, it affects you, it impacts on you as well. You're probably not able to pay school fees as easily, or your rent too. And not only that, you have an emotionally tie with that person, which makes you feel responsible for their debts. So you need to understand, assess the impact on you and your family. Not necessarily get divorced, but of course ask people, or ask a family counselor for help. I am a trained family counselor. I'm a trained mediator as well. And I'm quite happy to help you with these issues. You can find my contact details on the screen. I am on Instagram as my CC Lawyer. I'm on Facebook as I am CC Lawyer. Of course, chat me up on WhatsApp. My phone number is there. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Don't forget to put comments there, because then it will help the algorithm to help my videos. And until next time, see you.